I'm going to say this right out of the gate before we tear apart the Philadelphia Eagles. I know that they won the football game yesterday, but the New York Giants are horrendous. That is a horrendous football team that is poorly coached, where you can give them 4 turnovers and they still almost frittered away the football game at the very end. Were it not for Stone Hands Reagor, the Eagles would have won that game, a game that they didn't deserve to win.
No,
they would have won it. And we'd be sitting here bemoaning how awful they looked in a win. Loser Monday. Barrett Brooks and Harry Mays. We're going to rehash this awful, awful game.
Do we have to?
Forced to witness. Yes, we have to. It's written in our contracts.
We all saw it.
Yep.
We all saw it.
A lot of bad football over this weekend.
Yes.
I'll tell you what.
It wasn't just us.
No, it wasn't. I mean, I'm going to say this right out of the gate before we tear apart the Philadelphia Eagles. I know that they won the football game yesterday, but the New York Giants are horrendous. That is a horrendous football team that is poorly coached, where you can give them 4 turnovers and they still almost frittered away the football game at the very end. Were it not for Stone Hands Reagor, the Eagles would have won that game, a game that they didn't deserve to win.
No,
they would have won it. And we'd be sitting here bemoaning how awful they looked in a win.
That was utterly ridiculous.
Yes.
Come on, man. I mean,
really bad.
Real talk. It was hard to watch the game.
It was.
It was even harder to break the game down at the end.
I know. What was that mood like?
Oh man, it was all somber. You know what I mean? Stone hands, and then we had the stone attitude. My boy Seth, he was fit to be tied, bro.
Oh yeah,
he was fit to be tied.
What was his problem yesterday?
He just basically said, man, this is a bad team that doesn't have to be as bad as they are. I mean, they hurt themselves.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get on Jalen Reagor, and we are, but I think it's one of those things. I'm looking at him like a Marcus Smith, or what was his name? Marcus the
first round pick from
first
Louisville.
round pick. Yeah.
I think it was Marcus Smith.
Marcus Smith.
Yeah.
I think they're looking at him just like they look at Marcus Smith. He got drafted in a place that's too high.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of the same thing, In fact, you look at Marcus Smith, Ray had graded him a 3rd round player.
Okay.
And they reached up and they reached down and pulled him up to the 1st round. So we had to live with those to those expectations.
Mm-hmm.
The same grade is the same grade that the 3rd round grade is the same grade he had Jalen Reagor.
Okay.
So we reached down and pulled him up to a 1st round when his skill set and capabilities aren't at that point.
Well, he was the right fit. Remember, it was about fit.
Yeah, fit.
My God, I'll take a balling first rounder that doesn't fit the system as opposed to having a guy that fits and just doesn't work.
Right. How about this? A wide receiver that can catch. That's a fit, right? Isn't that a fit for anybody, regardless of the quarterback or the offense you're running? It's
somebody can come in and just at least. That's 2 opportunities that he blew. 2 opportunities that would have kept the chains moving or been a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't need to fall into the end zone on that last play. Just catch it. He has another. That's the first. That's a 1st down, and we're going in.
Yeah,
just catch the ball.
And I know that's the lasting image is Reagor. Dropping essentially, he allowed one ball to hit him in the helmet, the one down the left-hand sideline, which was actually a pretty good throw.
He allowed that to hit his.
Yeah, he closed his eyes on that one, and then he botched one that was right in his hands at the goal line. So those are the last things you think about. But if you go back through that game, there were so many other episodes that screwed them over. How about, Kelsey having to leave the game for a while and Nate Herbig committing the penalty that called back the Boston Scott touchdown?
And then he had 2 more penalties before that.
Right. Yeah. He had 2 penalties in the same drive.
Yeah.
And the one cost him the touchdown. And then how about the end of the half, after that, where Hurts is running around trying to force the ball to, I think it was Devontae Smith in the corner of the end zone. He's double covered and throws a pick rather than throwing the ball into the third row with a second or two remaining on the clock, and you can kick a field goal.
And that's the problem right there. That's that in itself. You have to look at what the defense is giving you. The defense was giving you 2 high safeties. You're not going to be able to throw deep to 2 high safeties. That's why they're too high. They're the last line of defense.
Mm-hmm.
You have a center fielder out there just playing center field. So, you throw it up in the air like that, he's going to go get it.
Right.
So what do you do with that? You run the ball. Make them commit another safety in the box. But they don't even do that. And also, if you got 2 high safeties, you don't throw it high. You hit everything underneath. And that's the progression as a young quarterback that you have to go to. If they want to keep 2 high safeties, you throw the ball underneath. How about us throw it to our tight end who got,
he had like 2 or 3 targets in the entire game.
He can rule underneath. Yeah. Right. You gave him an opportunity to rule underneath. Let him go out there and catch the little, comebacks or outs or slants. Give him an opportunity to run drag routes across the field. He's a big play type of tight end. You get the ball to him, he's going to give you yak yardage.
I get the fact that the defensive coordinator is going to come up with some sort of scheme to try to take away a Devontae Smith or a Dallas Goedert, on many occasions, because those are the go-to guys in this offense. And again, they're really the only go-to guys. So I understand all that. But there's no way that you can tell me in 70 some odd snaps or whatever he was on the field for that you could only get him the ball 3 times. Please.
Exactly.
Stop.
Exactly.
And I'm very curious with this whole Jalen Reagor thing all of a sudden. Like, why was he such a focal point of the offense? Is it just because he was the only guy open, or like I'm always very curious when the Eagles do things, because I'm always like suspicious of the motivation by it. Why is that?
Well,
because I don't trust the front office as far as I could throw them.
Hold on. You put people in an offense that can help you. You put people in the game plan because they're there to serve a purpose.
Right.
And they have to give you a reason to serve that purpose. You have to have confidence in that person to go out there and make those type of plays.
Right.
Why are we consistently going to Jalen Reagor when he can't make the plays? It's not necessarily his fault. He's just not the player we want him to be. So he's out in the offense trying to be a mainstay in an offense when he shouldn't be a mainstay in the offense.
I agree. And the quarterback was brutal all day. He was terrible.
So, it's just, you got to look at this situation, and it's plain and simple. Jalen Reagor is just not a number 1, number 2. He might be a number 3 type of player in your offense.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy you go to when everybody forgets about him and he's wide open.
Right, then he'll just drop the ball. Right. But at least he got open. Now let's look at the positives. He was open enough to throw it to him.
Right, but still, though. He doesn't do anything on special teams either.
No.
He's supposed to be, if he's a fit, he was supposed to be that fit that you use to go out there and make big plays on gadget plays, reverses, speed screens, those tunnel screens, jet sweeps. He has done nothing to show that he's a quick and fast receiver. He hasn't done. He had 1 year, his rookie year, when he had 1 catch for 55 yards. And that was it.
Right.
He has done nothing since then.
How about the possession to open up the second half, too? After you botch the end of the first half, where you come away with nothing on an awful play by the quarterback and a decision that I'm still trying to figure out what the hell he was trying to do. They go and get the ball at the 25. They move it a couple of yards on the ground with Boston Scott. And then on 3rd and 2 and 4th and 2, they decide to throw the football. Incomplete turnover.
Right.
I mean, that's 2 straight possessions where you turn the ball over.
Harry, we run the ball. That's what we do.
My goodness.
And we're not doing it. We didn't do it in the first half. And then we did get into the third quarter, and we ran the ball because it had over 100 yards in the third quarter running the rock.
Yeah, and it was mostly the quarterback, though.
But still, they're calling plays in which he was the feature on the play.
Yeah, I know. I still don't like it. I mean, what are you trying to be, Lamar Jackson?
Well, you look at
I don't want to be the Baltimore Ravens.
Lamar yesterday,
he stunk.
He had a bad game.
He was terrible.
And that's what you get. That's what you get when you have players like that. Yes, they're dynamic with their feet, but they have some inefficiencies in the throwing game.
Right.
They're going to give the ball up. So that's just it's a give and take type of attitude you have to have towards a quarterback like that.
Right.
So you look at New England. They know what they are, and they don't deviate from what they are. If they're going to lose, they're going to lose doing what they do best, and that's running the rock and having Jones maintain the game. That's all they're doing. He is great at maintaining the game.
Right. He didn't turn the ball over.
Right. He's efficient at what he does.
Right. He's not good.
No,
he's not good.
He's not.
But when I saw that they were down two of their top receivers, I was like, man, this might be a walkover.
Right.
I mean, good.
But they never deviated from what they do.
No.
Why do we deviate from what we do best? You look at what you saw from the Ravens. They did not deviate from what they do. All right, this is what we're going to live and die by this game plan. And they stuck with their game plan, and they eventually won.
Right.
Well, we're going to play good defense. We're going to run the ball. We're going to allow this quarterback to go out there, use his legs, create magic just by him being him.
Right.
We may falter a little bit here.
You're going to come up short in the playoffs, okay? I'm just guarantee you that.
We understand, but we got to get there. At least they're going to be in the show. You got to be in the show in order to perform. We won't get there because we deviate from who we are too much. We try to make guys more than what they are. No, just simplify everything. Play the game the way it's supposed to be played. That's running the rock, playing good defense.
Now, what did you think? What did you think of the touchdown catch from the former Temple tight end offensive lineman?
Unbelievable.
I mean, it
was a touchdown. It didn't hit the ground.
No, I know.
But that was unbelievable. You got two Temple stars out there making plays on the offense.
Yeah, Roche was out there making plays.
Yeah. Come on, man. He's falling on the ground. I thought he made a great play. I thought the ball bounced. He keeps his hand underneath. He couldn't do that again if you paid him $1 million. He could not have a catch like that ever. I know. He just concentrated and made it happen, man. I know. It's crazy. I wanted to be mad, but I couldn't be mad at him, man. I couldn't. Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting there with the final possession. I'm like, they're going to win this game 14-13. They're going to score. Like I was totally like saying it to myself, I'm saying to my wife, they look terrible. I said, but they're going to win. They're going to score here. You watch. You're going to win it 14-13. And I thought we had it all. I knew we were going to win, but it was going to be ugly. We had 2 Dr. Rick commercials, so I was hyped. I saw that. You were all pumped up. But then, they just found a way. I mean, Boston Scott to fumble like that. I hate to do it to the kid, man. And how fortuitous was it? Where it popped right into the cornerbacks or the safety, whoever that was, Love. Yep, right into his hands. Right into his hands. Yeah, he didn't even have to reach for it. Crazy. It hit him right in the chest. Yeah. All right, I'm going to look here at the first half stuff because I like to look at this. Gives me this, at least for a dummy like me. I kind of think that I can draw up what the game plan was by where they went in the first half of the game, right? Right. Devontae Smith, 3 targets. Goddard had 2 targets in the first half. Quez Watkins had 4. And Miles Sanders ran the ball 6 times. Boston Scott 4 times. So when you look at that, too much passing. Yeah, they attempted 15 passes. It was kind of even though, 15 attempts to 16 runs. The problem is that the quarterback runs the ball right as much as everybody else does. Harry, that's when all things being perfect in the way they've won these last 3 games. Yeah, that's still over. I mean, that's even almost like what they do for a whole game. 15 to 18 pass attempts is like a whole game for him lately. So that's not even. That's skewed because they should run the ball probably 70% of the time in the first half. 70-30 unbelievable to the pass to run. That's just not. It's not what they do. That's not what they need to do. They're not good when they don't do that. So I mean, for them to say, all right, we're going to pass the ball. we're going to run 50-50. No, that's just not a good ratio for this team. 50-50 is not good ratio. It's a good ratio for everybody else, but it's not for this team. They need right around maybe 70-30, 60-40 in order for this team to win.
Right.
And that's basically what it is. We have to be heavy run-laden offense in order for us to have the production we need to win games.
Yeah, and
the
penalty that called back the touchdown was a legit penalty on Herbig. He hooked the guy.
He lassoed. He looked like he was WWF wrestling.
Right.
He hugged the guy. That's a great call on him.
It was.
They got it right. He should have been out there. They're trying to make. He is not Jason Kelce. Don't pull his ass. You let him block who's ever in front of him.
Right.
You got a game plan to get that linebacker that he's supposed to be getting like Kelce gets him. Nobody else in the league does that. Nobody really does that because you don't have an
athletic center like him. Yeah.
To do that. Herbig is not that guy that they need to pull him around to go get linebackers. No. You either get him on the front side or you crack block him from a receiver or something like that, or he just unblocked. I'd rather him just be unblocked on that play and then have the running back make a play and make a risk because he's scraping through. Yeah. So at least when he's making a play 5 yards downfield as opposed to just getting a holding call on a touchdown and pulling it back. That's why they run the play. That's the Mike linebacker that he's trying to get to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Kelce feels as though he's not able to get up through the line and get him through the line like traditional centers do. So he said, all right, then I'm going to snap it and pull around and get him on the front side. Kelce can do that.
Right.
Herbig is not fast enough or athletic enough to snap it and pull around to get there. That's why he was able to juke him out, and that's why he held on the play. That's just not his skill set.
Terrible. But then, then even though that gets called back, I mean, you got to come away with points there.
So you kick the field goal.
Kick the field goal, man.
I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we passing the ball down there anyways?
Yeah, and okay, even if you are going to pass it, all right, the quarterback has to know that if nobody's open, I don't try to force feed it in there. I throw, even if you get an intentional grounding, you get
Harry, at the end of the day, there were more different colored jerseys down there than your color jersey. Right. Just throw the damn ball away. We saw that enough with
third row.
He should have learned caution. He should have learned from Carson. Don't play hero ball.
Right.
Don't play hero ball. Live to fight another day.
Are there two conversations that we've been having that we can put to rest for at least a week?
What
the P word, P word, yep. And also that Jalen Hurts is the guy.
Right.
Can we put that away for a little while?
We became overzealous. I understand that, but that just comes with our fan base. That comes with us. We see some great things. We want to ride the wave. We're same thing, make you laugh, make you cry. That's exactly what it is with this fan base and who we are. We want the world, but the world. In order to have the world, you got to sacrifice so many other things to obtain the world, and we're not willing to sacrifice it.
What would the conversation be had Reagor caught that ball and they win 14-13? They get out of there with an ugly, ugly win.
We will still have the same narrative. But at least we'd have a smile on the face. We're still in the hunt
because you'd be 6-6,
right? We would be. First of all, that's right. We'd be, at least not having a losing record. You know what I'm saying? At least we'd have we'd be even. But the biggest thing is we lost and still gained a half a game on that seventh playoff spot, and we lost.
Yeah.
So what if we'd have won, man? It's all those what ifs that make me mad, piss me off.
Angry Al says we also need to put away the run the table talk. I was never saying run the table. I factored in that they would lose one of these games to the Giants. Remember?
Yep,
when I said to get to 9-8, I said they're going to lose one of the games to the Giants. So I'm not totally shocked, but I am shocked at how ugly the game was and the fact that they still did have a chance to win. That just shows me how bad the Giants are.
I'm going to say this to Angry Al. Dallas will get smashed when we play them the last game. You can put your money on that. What's today's date? Today's the 29th?
Today's the 29th of November.
Put your money. I said on the 29th, and Angry Al, I'm sure you're going to remind me on January 9th that I said this, but they will beat the living out of the Dallas Cowboys on the 9th of January.
Wow.
rest assured, guaranteed, put a bow.
Now, why are you so confident?
Because if you look at Dallas is a team that's built fundamentally sound against the pass on the defensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't stop the run. They have one guy over there as a stud. Michael Parsons is the real deal, but he will not be able to hold up against Jordan Mailata on the outside.
Boy, Mailata was crushing people yesterday.
Oh, my God. That's what I'm saying. Why are we not running? Why we're on the 3-yard line?
I know.
And we're passing it.
Right. Yeah.
You run the ball off the left side.
That's
just
what I'm
jump
saying.
On his back.
3rd and 2, 4th and 2. Why aren't you just running the ball to the left side?
You just jump on his back and ride the wave, man. He was demoing people, bro. He was one-handing people and knocking them down. The last time I saw a player play like that, man, it was Larry Allen. He was crushing folks, man. Larry Allen used to make people disappear from the field.
Yeah.
That's how good he was, man. And that's exactly what Jordan Mailata's doing. This kid is starting to play very well. We got to ride the wave. Get on his back and roll in it, man. Roll with it. Run left. All else fails, run left. And it's a daggone shame that, Herbert comes in and I hate to do it to him, but he messed that up, man. You know? I mean, Kelsey came in. He was,
you could see. You could see how pissed off Kelsey was that he got hurt because he felt like I got the feeling he felt he let the team down by having to come off the field for a couple of series. Then in the second half, he was back in there.
Bro, he's held together by duct tape and bubble gum, man.
I know.
And he's still out there trying to play, man. It was that bad.
Because him held together by duct tape and bubble gum is better than anything else they got that they could put in there. That's the shame of it all.
Bro, he's going to spend the night in the training room, man.
I know.
He's going to spend the next 3 days in the training room. He won't see a snap in practice.
I can't imagine what they were doing at halftime to get him back and ready to go out there. They were like, we can't go through this second half with poor Nate Herbig as center, man. We're gonna
they had Jalen Hurts over there. They had the offensive coordinator and the O-line coach over there on their knees pleading, please come back.
Exactly.
Please come back.
Tape it up.
Right.
Yeah. Rub some dirt on it.
Rub some dirt on it. Take some ibuprofen, whatever it takes, man. Ice, whatever, man. But get back in there, man.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is, man. That's just what it is.
What was the problem? What was his injury?
It was his knee. It was his knee.
Okay.
Yeah, his knee. He actually looked like a metacollateral strain.
MCL?
The way they fell on it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And those things hurt, man, because you have no structural stability on the inside of your knee. You could be blocking and your knee just totally collapsed on the inside and your knee fall down from that, man.
Is that right?
That's kind of what happened with RG3. Remember when RG3 hurt his knee? See how it collapsed on the inside?
Yeah.
Your medial collateral keeps your knee stable on the inside.
Okay.
So when it's strained, it makes that knee, it'll make the knee will just, fall in and you're trying to run or trying to block somebody.
God.
Yeah, man.
Dude, that hurts just hearing you talk about it.
Bro, that's what I did my senior year. I strained my medial collateral my senior year. Bro, it was unbelievable how much it hurts, number one. But number two, you don't have structural stability. It's different from like Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
Embiid has meniscus. Meniscus, you could play without meniscus because
it's pain. It's just
pain
pain
just,
tolerance.
Just pain tolerance, yeah. But it's different, man, with a medial collateral because there's a structural support. It's a structural support on the inside of your knee.
Yeah. So and how about them losing to Minnesota on over the weekend?
Come on, man.
Yeah, seriously.
But dude, Embiid comes back, bro, and he's like, man, he almost didn't make it from COVID.
Yeah,
he still plays 40 minutes.
I know. Well, he apparently, he had it pretty bad,
right?
And he's vaccinated, right?
Exactly. You don't know how it's going to hurt, man. It doesn't know how it's going to, affect, whoever it is' body. Like I had COVID, and it didn't affect me at all. You know what I'm saying? I just had a runny nose.
I didn't even get it when my wife had it.
I had it,
and we didn't quarantine from one another.
You have an old, your body's like, man.
I got that old school immune system, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You just keep eating your ham or turkey sandwiches and keep rolling, bro.
Whatever it is you're doing, keep doing it.
Right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Oh man. Wow. So how about the Giants rolled? I thought this was kind of odd. They played in their 1980s and 90s uniforms, yet they were honoring Michael Strahan.
Right.
Wasn't that weird?
How about Michael Strahan? He's pissed off. It took y'all long enough. Why did it take so long?
Right. Yeah, but I mean, you would have thought that they were redoing Lawrence Taylor in the Ring of Honor or something with those uniforms and helmets, man. What's going on there? I just think the Eagles look so much better in the green jerseys than the black jerseys.
I do, man. I think so also.
You know what I'm saying?
I think so also.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's, yesterday's game, man, those are the games, man, that I hate simply because, not necessarily losing, because I hate losing anyways, but the way in which they did it to a team in which they shouldn't have. I can take getting my ass kicked by somebody that's a good team. Right. But they had 4 turnovers. And they still had the chance to make a play with like a minute and a half left in the game. Turned it over, got the ball back, and still had a chance to go make something happen.
But see, that's the division, though. That's why when you go through these wins and losses at the beginning of the season, you can almost chalk up a couple of these ugly games in the division that you're going to lose to. They're going to lose once the Washington football team too. You watch.
Yep. I can see it, man. I can see it.
It just happens. I can't explain it.
Well, they can't explain it either.
I know.
We all see it, man. It's
right.
It's so irritating, man. And I'm sitting there watching this game, and as I'm watching the game, they're so close to breaking it. They're so close to making a big play. They're so close to stopping them, and something stupid has them.
That's right.
My prediction of the game was we have to make sure that we keep Daniel Jones from running the rock.
Mm-hmm.
I can take. I mean, I can see Saquon
and they did
Barkley.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
They did that. Yeah,
I can see him having maybe 100 yards, but not Daniel Jones because he gets those yards that you hate. That he converts a third down. After you got them all shut down, and they played a great defensive series, and all of a sudden his goofy ass makes a play. Man, I'm pissed, man. Anybody but him, because I mean that's the worst quarterback in the league right there, bro. I cannot stand Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
When he plays, yeah.
So, or how about Freddie Kitchens? He was all puffing his chest out yesterday.
Right,
on
you
that
suck
sideline.
too,
I'm like, bro.
You suck
Get a
too.
hold of yourself.
Right. What you're calling is not the bomb, bro.
You're
getting shut down, man. It's just some stupid lapse in judgment by one of our players that made you look good. You didn't call a good game, dog.
Right.
You didn't.
Right.
Your guys suck. Even worse than our guys. It's just you guys were able to capitalize on plays. I mean, come on now. How do you not blow a team out by having 4 turnovers
and down their top 2 wide receiving targets?
Right.
Galladay was like the third most productive wide receiver, I think, coming into that game yesterday. He was having a terrible year,
and we made him look pretty good, man.
Yeah,
I'm running little crossing routes. That's all we're doing, running crossing routes. That's all.
Yeah,
here he is, the best free agent wide receiver this free agency, and has done nothing.
Yeah, and Fletcher Cox makes a play yesterday, and he's all about it. Like, bro, like every 3 weeks you make a play. Like I need more. Seriously, I need a lot more out of that guy.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Seriously.
Young guys trying to step up, man. But I'll tell you what, man. Once again, TJ Edwards, he continues, man, to show me something, man, that he wants to be on this team, man.
Mm-hmm.
He continues to make plays.
Make some big hits yesterday.
Huge hits. He's starting to get that funk about him, man. He's starting to play at a high level, a very high level.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a short time out. We'll be back and to digest more of this awful loss and the impact on the standings. We're going to go through some of the other games too, because I was watching all of it yesterday. How about the Miami Dolphins? All of a sudden, they've won 4 straight. That draft pick ain't looking too good, is it?
Right. Waddle coming in and making plays.
Oh, bro. Ridiculous! Plus all the college football. We're gonna talk about it all over the next 90 minutes. Short time out. We'll be back with more right here on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. Smash that like button.